welcome to Homekeepers. How wonderful to be with you today, my friends. So glad you're there, and hope we have a lot of new viewers today. Please know you are welcome. I think you're going to enjoy the program very much. I have a very special guest. I have a young pastor's wife here. Now, I am an old pastor's wife, although he's not with us anymore, but there's nothing, I mean, it's kind of an exclusive club. When you sit down with another pastor's wife, there's just so much that you recognize and the kinds of experiences you have that are very, very similar. We could probably talk all day long. But Courtney and her husband started this church just 2 years ago, and I've always had such an admiration for those who plant a church. I have a grandson right now who's planting a church in Sarasota, Florida. His name is Jordan Rippy, and the church's name is Harbor Church. This church is called Real Church. It's in Clearwater, and I've always had such an admiration for those who plant a church. That takes a very special person. I've been a preacher on my own. I've been an evangelist's wife. I've been a pastor's wife, but never planted a church. That takes a very high calling and a very, very explicit yes to the Lord. I'll do it. And what you're going to hear is very exciting. But you know what she's going to fix today? She has 3 children. She's a teacher herself. Teach you how to make a child's lunch to take to school. We've never done anything like that in 20 years, and I promise you, it's not the way my mom fixed them. So you're going to enjoy this. It's going to be highly entertaining, and Wanda's going to work with her on it because Wanda goes to their church, and they're fortunate to have her, for sure. All right, before they show you, though, I want to show you this. I offered it a few weeks ago, the promise for security. And you know, Americans have lived through a very insecure time. I kind of feel like we're beginning to, you know, see a light at the end of the tunnel. But it doesn't matter what you go through. You can be so secure in God. And that's what she's talking about here. You can have this for any amount. If you use your credit card, it's 1-800-229-0059. Or you can write to us at Homekeepers, Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida, 33758. We'll get it right out to you. Okay, I'm going to throw it over to Wanda and to Courtney.
It's so great to have you. I am so excited today because this is not only a mentor, my pastor's wife who I honor, and I love you. And I don't mind iron sharpening iron, you know, I don't mind you if you correct me for things, but this is our beautiful pastor's wife. And how many children do you have?
We have 3.
And their names?
Trip is 8, Selah is 6, and Eden is 5.
And I've had the joy of having them in my home. They're active children, beautiful children, and so loving, I can honestly say.
And love to eat.
And they love to eat. That is very true. That's the first thing they always ask me. Now, before we actually get into the lunches, today is a special day. Isn't it a special day for someone in your life?
Yeah.
And his name is?
My Pa Don.
Pa
I didn't
Don.
know that y'all were going to say that on here. Yeah, that's my Pa.
Yes, tell us a little bit about him.
So my Pa is the patriarch of our family. He is a man of God. He has been faithfully serving Temple Baptist Church in Winsboro, Louisiana, 80 years old today. And
Wow.
I'm so proud to be called his granddaughter. I am the woman I am today because his and my Nana's prayers and how they raised my daddy.
Wow, that's an amazing gift to have in life, because not everybody has that wonderful gift, and you certainly have a great heritage that we can call on. So now, let's talk about these exciting lunches, because it was never this great when my children were growing up. So just explain to me I'm kind of interested in this board first, but you go ahead and just tell me, because I don't know.
So I pack my kids' lunches, and my kids are constant snackers. Like Eden will wake up. She's my child that eats the least, but she begs for food the most. Oh. And so for a couple of years, we were packing their lunches, but they weren't really happy with what they had, or there would be stuff left in the lunchbox, and I want them to have satisfied bellies and somewhat nutritious meal for lunch. Yeah. And so I am a planner. I'm busy in this season of life. It's nonstop busyness. And so I like to plan out our meals.
Yeah.
And I'm really strict on the breakfast and lunches. And you can see here on this board is like, this is my main thing. Like I write down what we're having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but the entree is the primary thing that we plan. Like today, I think they had little peanut butter bites in their lunchbox, and the rest of it is I let them choose their own lunch, like the add-ins. So that takes the stress off of me to plan what all to stick in their lunch boxes, and it gives them some a chance to kind of choose for themselves. I'll set this right over here.
Okay.
But yeah, so they choose one snack, and I don't know if you can see it. I have a little bit of everything, a Mod Podge in here. We have Slim Jims, we have granola bars, we have protein bars. My son likes to be like his daddy and eat protein bars. So I buy him the protein bars, and they can choose one of those for their lunch.
Awesome.
If they have a good day the day before, they can choose something out of the treat bin.
And good day being?
No spankings.
Oh.
I don't know if I can say that on TV
Yeah,
these days, but no spankings. But you know, they're honest. They do well at school. We get a good report from their teachers.
That's wonderful.
I love their teachers that they communicate with us and let us know so that we're kind of a team.
Right. That's great.
So I go to Aldi's and I get these big boxes of little bags of cookies. There are Smarties, candies in there. Sometimes a few chocolate chips or something.
Oh man, this would be like my dream.
Right, get to
go
choose, yeah. And then I always put a dairy, so we have things like Danimals, yogurt.
Ooh,
yeah,
yum.
Danimals and yogurt and string cheese. They only drink water at school. I won't send them with juice or anything sugary, and so this is their dairy. And then I allow them to choose 2 fruits or vegetables for their lunchbox.
Great.
And I fill it, all of these are filled differently every week. So I always have things that they can choose from, but it's really things that they like, but it's got a good variety for them.
That's exciting. I know when my children were little, I mean, honestly, I just would make peanut butter and jelly or pizza. My son Brant wouldn't eat food. And then I had a bin in my refrigerator of foods that they would eat that I said they could have, but they didn't like it. Carrots and celery, because we didn't have things like this. So this is exciting.
Yeah, the good thing is this is utilized as a tool for like training.
Yeah.
You know, have a good day, you get to choose a treat that something sweet. And so that's really good. And I have a little control over what they're eating.
Right.
But I know that they're going to get at least 2 fruits or vegetables.
That's awesome. I think this is great. And for your grandmothers out there, this is an awesome idea if you're taking care of your grandchildren. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it to Miss Arthelene.
Arthelene would like you to keep the following information handy. You may contact Homekeepers by writing to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758, or go to www.rippy.org. Remember, we always enjoy hearing from our viewers, and we thank you for your support.
All right. It's a lot different than the lunches I had. I remember my mom, I think she, 4 kids, so she had to, she would kind of do it the night before, and bologna sandwiches, a lot of them, so I'm still here. Didn't hurt me. But when I watched you over there being so organized, you could probably run General Motors if, if you needed to.
Yeah,
congratulations.
It's amazing for even summer, or if grandparents have their kids for the weekend or on weekdays, or even when the kids weren't going to school, when it shut down in March. I continued this so that they could choose their own snacks, and it took a lot of stress off of me planning lunches.
Well, I think it's a real teaching tool for the kids too, and in this day and age, that kind of thing, you have a little organization, a little control, it's helpful. So you're a pastor's wife. Did you ever, when you were young, say, oh, I want to grow up and marry a preacher?
Never, never.
You know, I traveled as an evangelist alone for 20 years. And the girls I kind of felt sorry for were those who married, and then after they married, oh, is that you? I'm going in the ministry.
You know, I knew that God had a call in our lives even when we were in high school. We were doing ministry together as boyfriend and girlfriend, or even as friends.
So you go back to high school?
We go back to middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah, 12 years old. Yep. Yep.
Well, you're very fortunate to have Wanda in your church. She's got so many gifts, talents, and I understand that you all utilize some of them. What was it that kind of intrigued your husband for this part of Florida? You're from
Winsboro, Louisiana.
Louisiana, and as I remember, I talked to him one time about it. I had no real familiarity with this Suncoast.
Nope. David was in the military. He was a naval officer on a submarine, and we lived in North Florida. He was stationed in Kings Bay, Georgia. And when he got out of the military, he went into full-time ministry at our local church. The Lord called us back to Louisiana in 2015. And we didn't know how long we would be there. We're just, we just say yes to God, and he takes us where he wants. But when we went back, he met a guy who went through our church's drug rehab. It's a faith-based rehab named Dre, who God had radically changed his life. He saved him, set him free from addiction, and he and David just kind of became best friends and started doing ministry together. And Dre had David call his family and was ministering to them. Well, they just happened to live in Clearwater. And while we lived in North Florida, the only thing I knew about Clearwater is there's a dolphin here, and it looked like a small town on the video. So I never had a desire to come here. And when God told David, God's moving in Dre's family, pick up your family, move to his hometown and plant a church, we said yes, and we didn't ask questions until after we said yes. I don't know that if we had all the answers, we would have said yes.
And you came here, you didn't know anybody?
Nobody.
It's amazing because their church is doing quite well in a transition to hopefully a home.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, they've been meeting in a school, and I've spoken in a lot of those, and my heart goes out to those because you have to set up equipment.
Every Sunday,
yes. You have to truly be called to have your church in a school. What is your overall burden? Because you and I were talking earlier that really the church world has changed a lot. And one thing I'm concerned about is that I felt that the churches I grew up in were very strong on teaching the scripture. And of course, we had Sunday school. A lot of churches don't have that anymore.
Yep.
And had usually a children's church through the week. And we really, at a very young age, learned the scripture. And I can think of few things that are more important than that. So how are the churches compensating for that? I know that we had a Sunday night too. For most of the country, I think that's gone.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Southern Baptist Church in Louisiana. Children's ministry was thriving. I mean, that was somewhere that they instilled scriptural teachings, learning, like memorizing scripture, which I think is so important for children, because as adults, we need to remember those things when we're actually facing real life situations where those scriptures apply. And so what we've done is we do have a children's church during our adult service. We call it Real Church because real life is not rated G. Real life is messy. And sometimes what we address is not what I would consider child appropriate. And being real and vulnerable means, maybe I don't want our children to hear those things, but we need them learning scripture. We need them learning what it looks like to flip through the Bible, little things like that. And so that's where children's church comes in, and it's done simultaneously with regular church simply because we were limited on time in the high school. As far as Sunday school for adults and teaching and doing more than just coming in, watching a service and leaving, we like to say that we aren't a church that has small groups. We are a church of small groups. And so gathering with people, like Wanda every Wednesday is in our house in a women's group where we really take the message from Sunday and we dissect it, or we dive into scripture and really apply it to our lives. So that's where we're, I guess you could say, compensating for the old way of doing things. But really, if we had our own facility, I would love to see Sunday school type thing brought back.
Wasn't the children's literature in the Southern Baptist, was it called Awana or something like that?
So I don't know if that was Southern Baptist, but our my father-in-law is the pastor of a church. It's a non-denomination church, and they had Awanas as well. Great children's program.
Right.
But that came after I was older. So ours was just, we're going to sit and we're going to learn the Bible, and I was in GAs and things like that.
Yeah, but all those things are available. I was born and raised in the Assemblies of God, and they had wonderful, wonderful literature for us to learn the Word of God. And David said, "Thy word have I hid in my heart." That meant he memorized it. He knew it.
Meditated on it.
Yes, he did. So your church is 2 years old now, and in my mind, it's had tremendous growth. And then COVID comes along, and we don't know, what kind of damage it's kind of done to churches, and especially brand new churches where people are not totally locked in. However, from my observation, that virtual church has been a real blessing. I was with my daughter and her husband one day watching their church, which is Idlewild Baptist, online. And Pastor Ken Whitten always gives an invitation. I think if there's just two of us there and we're both Christians, that, well, he's going to give an invitation.
Well, what if you weren't?
Right. And so they had a number to text if you prayed this prayer. And, last I looked, it was up to about 88. And I think that America has heard more sermons through this than on that regular schedule where we could be inside a church building every morning. So I don't think the kingdom of God has suffered.
I don't. In fact, I wouldn't consider this persecution, but as we see throughout history, anytime that the church is persecuted, it gets stronger. Anytime that there are things that are out of our control as to when we can gather or things like that, the church grows stronger and in more depth. It's not just surface anymore, because we are forced to get in our words for ourselves, which is important. That personal relationship is important. We have encouraged either virtual gatherings or small group gatherings this entire time, obviously in keeping with the CDC guidelines and all of that stuff. But there's something special about coming together, and I think we're seeing some people who maybe they weren't going to church for a long time, but they're seeing, oh, I need this access to this. And so I think that's a great thing.
And I do believe that when people are back in their physical buildings and so forth, that virtual church will continue. I really do.
Yep.
If you just joined me, I'm talking to Courtney Phillips. She and her husband have come to this sun coast of Florida and planted a church. It's called Real Church. And if you watch our You and Me program at night, to be honest, I don't. It's too late. Starts at midnight. But your husband hosts it, what, on Thursday nights?
Thursday nights from 12:30 a.m. until 3:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Well, I have hosted that program a few times, and I always said it was my favorite, because you have that one-on-one connection, but I can't do it. It goes till 3 in the morning.
Oh, he's invited me to come with him, and I'm like, we have 3 kids in the bed. I can't leave the house.
I bet the audience would love to have you on there praying for them, though. It really is. It's a wonderful program, and if I had a different schedule, I might want to reconsider, but last time I did it, it like throws your body clock off for a long time. So is your husband from a minister's family?
Yes, his dad is a pastor.
So that's a very good training for planning a church. Is he, I mean, I think what you've accomplished in 2 years is quite remarkable. Does he feel that way?
We're so left to ourselves. We're kind of, what if we really, we just said yes. You know, we've just said yes and continue to say yes. I just yesterday was just sitting with some of our leaders and thinking about God's faithfulness, like what He's done despite us, and that continues,
And sometimes in spite of us.
in spite of us, yeah, that's what I meant, yeah. But I am, you know, why did you choose us? Like, what do we have to offer? You know, but He's used us, and I am. As far as what He's done in the people, you know, I think of people like Jackie or Kevin and these people that are parts of our church that the Lord has just completely shifted their lives, and they're in hard pursuit of Him. And that, to me, shows that He's faithful, maybe because we have made mistakes. We're still learning. You know, we didn't plan out when we were kids, all right, we're going to plant a church and this is what it's going to look like. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, just in really humility, you know, God, whatever you have for us, whoever you want us to learn from, like, we're yours.
Well, I realize I'm not one that just wants to go back to the good old days all the time. I realize that situations change as our church schedules have, people change. Our country doesn't really have a Christian base anymore. We had a moral code, and like everybody agreed on it, no matter what the denomination was or what, there was an agreement. That's gone. And to me, that makes your job a lot harder. You can just have total, complete atheists come in to your church, and I'm not sure that happened much when I was a pastor's wife.
Yeah, well, the benefit of that is sin has been present since the beginning,
Always.
Since Adam and Eve. And so I know Romans 1 kind of indicates that we're going to, it's always been there, but we're going to see it more and more as
In
the day
America,
approaches.
we certainly are.
Romans 1 to me is a picture-perfect representation of where we are as a nation. And I encourage everybody to read it, because and to pray that it shifts. You know, the Bible says, "Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord." And when our nation decided that our God wasn't the Lord anymore, our blessings have kind of, it's not that God is angry with us, it's just, hey, if you're not going to represent me, then I'm going to find those who will.
Yeah,
so,
and you're left to your own devices.
Yeah.
And what's frightening, Courtney, when I watch these riots every night, and they don't seem to be dissipating at all. In fact, they're increasing. And I think that my great-grandchildren, I have 9 of them, will never know the America that I knew.
Yeah.
But we're almost out of time, but I just want to say I'm so thankful for people like you and your husband who accepted the call. I think in many ways it's tougher than it was on the generations that went ahead of you. And I just pray that you'll be such a blessing to this county, and that God will open doors that no man can shut.
Thank you.
And the name of it is Real Church. And I want you to really pray for them, that God will make the direction very, very clear. We need this church. We need what they're doing, very much so, in our whole area. And I hope there are churches like that springing up in your area. Stay with me. I have a couple of things to say before we have to say goodbye.
Arthelene would like you to keep the following information handy. You may contact Homekeepers by writing to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758, or go to www.rippy.org. Remember, we always enjoy hearing from our viewers, and we thank you for your support. Let
me remind you again, for a gift of any amount, We'll send you this book by Beth Moore. I think it is so appropriate right now. A lot of people are feeling very insecure, but the Lord can give you great security no matter what's going on. So I hope you'll order yours this week, today. Okay, order today for any gift. Well, you know, it's not wise, but also basically impossible to paint all of our public schools with a broad brush. Some, probably a very few, continue as the neighborhood schools we used to know. I would again underline very few. Now, the reason for my belief is the fact that a majority of the teachers today have graduated from our universities that they teach a very negative view of America and her history. I've been reading disturbing articles about school districts requiring parents to sign an agreement not to inquire of the students the things that they're being taught. If I had a child like that in school and a teacher suggested to me, my response would be, "You're kidding, right?" Now, more than ever is the time to make it your right as a parent to know everything about the school and what your child is being taught. Check their daily homework. If it totally abandons our foundation of Judeo-Christian history, make your voice heard. If the sex education is totally inappropriate for the age of the child, again, silence is not golden. Parents pay for the school bill through their property taxes and have every right to know what is going on in the schools their children attend. It's a good idea to make it a point to be acquainted with your children's teachers and never miss a parent-teacher meeting. I have a teacher in my own family who informs me that arranging such a meeting is almost impossible. I would add it's also a disgrace. I am well aware of the difficult task of our teachers. Some have quit because of unruly students and the fact that they have no power to act. How about a note of appreciation to your child's teacher? A small gift once in a while, that would be a great encouragement, great idea. Most of all, place America's teachers on your daily prayer list. Pray for the peace in our schools this year. Ask the Lord to keep his guardian angels throughout the halls of America's schools. And be on the alert and ready to act when necessary. And my friend, always remember, there's no higher calling than that of a homekeeper. God bless you.
If you should miss a Homekeepers program, you can catch up by going to www.ctnonline.com. Click on CTN Programs and then on Homekeepers.